Hello everyone and welcome to my top strategy games of 2025. Well, these are more so war games, but I'm excited to share this list with you. There's everything from turn-based tactics to ground warfare simulators to some really intense urban warfare simulators. So if one game isn't your favorite on the list, I guarantee there's another game that's going to perk your interest. So let's have a seat and check these out. The first one we're going to take a look at is going to be Headquarters World War II. I really enjoy this game. It really stood out to me. And recently there's an Urban Warfare DLC that was absolutely free. So a bunch of Urban Warfare content. And it is a ton of fun to play. And it is super challenging. And fighting in the alleyways, fighting in like these buildings and tunnels really creates this immersive, authentic Urban Warfare combat feel at a war game level. I think you're really going to enjoy this type of DLC. It's free. The developers have been developing the game all year. There's actually 2 DLCs for it. And fun fact, it's the predecessor to one of my most anticipated games of 2026, which is going to be Cold War, Headquarters Cold War. And the helicopter combat and some of the combat with those Cold War weapons looks absolutely phenomenal. So the 2 DLCs that you can purchase with this game that are currently on sale via the Steam sale are, wait for it, Market Garden, a popular front, a popular operation. It's almost in every World War II war game, every World War II strategy game. It's talked about today continuously. And the Ardennes, another popular front, another popular operation. If you enjoy both those fronts and if you enjoy this type of gameplay, then you need to pick up the DLC. And if you really enjoy turn-based tactics at this level, then you need to play the Urban Warfare content, especially if you're a viewer on this channel. If you really like the Urban Warfare content I put out, then you're really going to like fighting through these buildings because it is tough, it's immersive, and it's authentic. The airstrikes, the recon strikes, the ambushes from the tree lines, these long sight lines, defensive positions, there's so much going on. It will challenge you to no end, and it is so enjoyable. It's one of my favorite games of 2025. I wish I had more time to play it. I generally play it when I'm on my laptop. I hope you guys check it out, and you're really going to have fun with it. The next one we're going to take a look at is Flashpoint Campaign's Cold War. And if you're a viewer of this channel, then you know how much I like this game, how much I enjoy the land warfare, the ground combat, and overall the simulation that takes place when you play this game. It is one of the best Cold War games out right now. It's one of the best ground combat simulators out right now. And overall, it's one of the best grand tactics strategy games. I can say so many positive things about this game. I can also say a lot of negative things when I start losing. But overall, if you really enjoy the Cold War, if you enjoy these hex-based games, these WeGo war games, then you are going to enjoy Flashpoint Campaign's Cold War. It's fun. The data is technically, they've been gathering data on these weapon systems for like decades, over 20 years at this point. They have a massive database, massive data-driven battles, and it's unbelievably fun to play, even though I'm talking about data. And if you enjoy WeGo, you're going to enjoy it. Overall, I've created a lot of fun scenarios in this. There's chemical warfare, there's nuclear warfare, there's cluster munitions. You can take your engineers out and just go role play and do demining operations. You can do nuclear, biological, chemical operations. There's actually a new air assault mechanic, so you can launch helicopters and land in the enemy's back lines. There's so much going on, and that's not even talking about like the more niche things like suppression of enemy air defenses, the fire support control center where you can assign certain artillery units to certain headquarters and they can control fire support just for them. There is so much going on in this game, and it's so much fun to play. It's so fun to create scenarios in this. And beyond all of that, there's other weapon systems that I haven't even touched on yet, like the ground search radar, the new illumination rounds. So if you want to conduct fun night operations and you just have these illumination rounds that just light everything up and you can see the enemy can't see you, and you just tear them apart with your M1, your T-60s, or even if the Soviets bring their own illumination rounds and just shoot tons of rounds with their T-80s, the T-72s, the BMPs. There's so much going on. It's such a good simulator. The scenarios are fun. There's lots of stories being told in this game. There's anti-tank systems, air defense systems, helicopters, everything for ground warfare. You can conduct amphibious operations. You can just build bridges. And while all of that just sounds like I'm just listing things to do that are in a lot of war games, the way this game does it and the way it portrays it really adds a lot of detail and a lot of authenticity, a lot of immersion, a lot of realism to the game. And I really think you're going to enjoy it, especially if you enjoyed the Cold War and you enjoy these types of weapon systems. I know the developers are going to continue to work on this. I believe they're working on a new iteration of a new war game, and I can't wait to see that either. So if you enjoy the Cold War and you enjoy Flashpoint campaigns, check this game out. And here we have Broken Arrow. I really enjoy designing scenarios in this game. It's a lot of fun to play if you enjoy like the small scenarios that you pick up on the Steam Workshop. It has a fair amount of issues that the developers are currently working through, and it definitely released way too early. But it is a ton of fun to play if you get it on sale. There's a single-player campaign. I believe they added skirmishes. I don't delve too much into the multiplayer, but overall, there are a lot of fun mechanics in this game that make it unique, immersive, and different from the other games on this list. And to not put it on one of the top games of 2025 would honestly be a disservice to you guys, because I do feel like there's a community out there who enjoys these types of real fast-paced strategy games, and this is one of them. It's kind of up there with Warno. It's a bit more on a granular level. You don't control as many units, and for a first iteration from a company, it's actually really good, especially when compared to other like niche companies who make these types of games. Overall, there's like nuclear weapons in it. There's air assaults. There's just like everything I was mentioning before on Combat Mission, except there's really detailed graphics. And honestly, if you enjoy the modern warfare setting and if you enjoy this type of combat, fast-paced, smokes out, ATGMs, multiplayer-driven combat, then you're really going to enjoy Broken Arrow. Overall, I enjoyed my time with it. I enjoyed playing a little bit of multiplayer. I know it's gotten pretty hardcore now with nerfs and balances, and I know the developers are putting a lot of work into the PvP element. They're working on adding a save feature. I was super disappointed when it didn't launch with a save feature, because that was one of my biggest feedbacks. I was like, especially with a save feature with a lack of a skirmish, and some of these campaign missions are insanely long and you have to start all over when you fail them. So there are a lot of negatives. There also are a lot of positives, and I hope they continue to work on it and develop the game. Welcome to WeGo World War II Overlord. This game's been featured on my channel. Its predecessor's also been featured on my channel. I believe WeGo Stalingrad. So if you want Western Front or Eastern Front, you have two different options to choose from. One's available on Steam. WeGo World War II Overlord is not available on Steam at the moment, but you can pick it up on Slytherin and Matrix, and when it comes out on Steam, they'll send you a key. Anyway, this game's WeGo, obviously, just from the name, and it is so much fun. Especially, there's 14 historical scenarios ranging from landing on Omaha Beach to a massive 135-turn campaign covering the entirety of D-Day. That sounds so much fun, and here we have some fantastic editing from me. Overall, I really, really enjoy this game. It's super easy to pick up despite what it looks like. It's fun. The graphics are kind of unique. They add a bit of flavor to it, and overall, you can actually watch your entire turn once the game's complete. So you can play through an entire like 10, 15 turn historical scenario or however long it is, and then at the end, you can it'll build the entire replay, and you can watch your turn from beginning to end. And it is fun. Like right here, we're doing a fun amphibious operation. We're landing on the beach. We have rangers in the back line that continue to land throughout the operation. We have tanks pushing up on our western flank, and we're trying to push towards those objectives. We're building bridges, we're landing forces on the beach, and we're just full-blown, all-out assault. And there's nothing like it. The graphics are fun and quirky to look at. I mean, they're not as like dynamic as you see in other games or as attractive, but overall they tell a story and they tell you what's going on. At the end of the day, this developer has developed several WeGo games. He's experienced, he knows what he's doing, he has his preferred system, and overall he continues to expand and recreate. Hopefully we get this on Steam pretty soon so you guys can check it out. If you really enjoy the Eastern Front, then just head on over to Steam right now and you can pick up WeGo Stalingrad. That's been featured on this channel before. And if you want to see some cool combat, go ahead and check out some of my other videos. And honestly, some of the orders of battle are really, really authentic. They add a ton of extra layers and a ton of authenticity to the game. And so you're going to have fun, especially if you want something easy to pick up, but a bit more hardcore that's also WeGo, then WeGo World War II is for you. And if you want the Western Front, Overlord is for you. And if you like this channel, you're going to like this game. So at the end of the day, check it out. There's fun little niche mechanics such as like all-out assaults, reserved assaults. Units can set up to be defend and artillery strikes. Check it out, guys. You are looking at a game that is close to 20 years old. This is Close Combat Modern Tactics, and it is one of my favorite close combat games. It doesn't come with a campaign. It does come with some single-player scenarios, I remember, but it's super easy to build your own scenarios in, and it is a lot of fun to play. I like the modern combat. I like the ability to use javelins, Bradleys, ATGMs, T-72s, airstrikes, artillery strikes, all types of weapon systems at your fingertips. It's this top-down view, even though it's a 3D game, and there is so much going on. In this scenario, I have like a 2-4-9 team in the tree line suppressing the enemy in the village. I have a dismounted infantry company or platoon just moving up, just tons of squads, javelins all over the place, shooting at BMPs, shooting at T-72s, just shutting everything down, clearing the way for the armor that needs to move in, because we don't want to drive our M1A1s right into an ambush with BMPs with ATGMs or T-72s just ready to light them up. It is so much fun to play. Pop and smoke. The graphics are interesting. The artillery strikes look interesting. And if you don't really enjoy that modern game, then there's like Close Combat, Panthers in the Fog, Gateway to something. I don't know. There's so many close combat games. They're all close to 20 years old, except for Close Combat: The Bloody First, which takes takes close combat and moves it into the 3D era. It's still World War II. There's a small dedicated community. There's some cool mods for it, and I really enjoy The Bloody First. I would play it more if they would fix the camera. I can't really bring the camera down to ground level without it flying backwards. Anyway, so you have modern combat, you have World War II, and you have 3D. Close Combat has you covered, especially if you love these retro, kind of fun, cool-looking games that are just like fun, like popcorn games. You just turn them on, play a quick scenario. You can save it. You can end your turn. You can join PvP matches, I believe. There's still some. There's a small community somewhere. It's for you. If you just want something fun, something close combat, if you just want to relive your youth or just check out what some people were playing back in the 2000s, then you need to check out Close Combat, especially since it's on sale. I believe it's on sale for like $9, and it keeps getting cheaper and cheaper. Pick them up. Let me know which ones you like. I enjoy almost all the close combats. I really enjoy The Bloody First. I really enjoy Modern Tactics. It shows up on this channel quite frequently. And if you enjoy modern combat, then you're going to enjoy this game. Just beware, you're going to have to build your own scenarios. Welcome to Sea Power Naval Combat in the Missile Age. And be prepared, I play this game completely incorrectly. Here we have a land warfare simulator or ground combat simulator taking place. I designed this scenario, and overall it's a fun mission. We have our Cobras providing suppression of enemy air defenses, and then we have our ground combat forces slowly moving up, clearing their way for our CH-47s to land and drop troops off in the back line. There is so much that can be done in Sea Power, and this is playing it incorrectly. If you take this out to the ocean and play it how it's meant to be played, you're going to have a ton of fun with Sea Power. There's submarines, carriers, battle groups, land warfare. It does everything, and it does everything so good. And it's continuing to be updated. There's a new dynamic campaign that's coming soon. I believe they're working through a few things, and it's just fun, man. I know the developer, they put a lot of work into this game, Triassic. They've released tons of games before. They're a seasoned developer. They know what they're doing, and if you played their games before, you know what you're going to get. And if you're new to them, you're going to have a lot of fun. I am terrible with sea games, ocean games, the boats in the ocean. I don't know a lot of the weapon systems. I don't know really like the types they are, but I know I've created some fantastic like land-based scenarios in this game. I've created some suppression of enemy air defenses and done some submarine operations. And overall, Sea Power is just one of the games that just stand out if you're looking for a fun, authentic naval simulator that's also capable of doing land combat. Beyond all that, it's fun. It's well detailed. I mean, it's the Cold War era between the 60s and 70s. There's over 150 naval units at your fingertips and up to 60 aircraft. Dynamic weather, real-time combat, and it's just like and over 130 weapon systems and 50 ground objects, all 3D, all simulated, all able to do just these really unique and powerful things to put like a battle group or just the war at your fingertips. You can do electronic warfare. You can do counter batteries. There's so much going on, and I believe it's on sale right now too. So check out Sea Power if you really want to play a naval game. Campaign Series Vietnam, Campaign Series Middle East. These games are dope, man. I really champion them. They're a lot of fun. They're a lot more they're very hardcore and a lot more complex than people actually give them credit for. And I would really like them to come to Steam someday so the audience can grow and kind of like find a nice Steam-based audience. Overall, man, these games are fantastic, especially Vietnam. The developer continues to develop them. He's working on Middle East. There's been a ton of graphical updates. This is older gameplay that we're looking at. But overall, they continue to develop and continue to iterate and continue to get it to the quality of visual quality that can be placed and hosted on Steam. But if you've never played Campaign Series Vietnam, you can pick it up on Slytherin. You can pick it up on Matrix. If you enjoy more of a Middle East feel, like you want to be in the desert, fighting through the desert with T-72s, then you're going to need to pick up Middle East. So Campaign Series Vietnam, it's hardcore. I've designed scenarios in it. You can put anti-tank ditches down. You can call in airstrikes on your own units. You can call in airstrikes on everyone. I believe there's napalm. There's different types of Cobras, attack helicopters. The helicopter's height can be controlled. So if you're like, you need to go up 3 hexes, 9 hexes, you need to get the helicopter to the proper altitude within the proper range. It really niches a lot of mechanics down that a lot of developers overlook. So you can't just move your helicopter into a hex and shoot a missile up the hex, uphill, and then down into the area. You need to be above the target, at the target level, and engage it. The artillery strikes are actually unique. I really enjoy a lot of the animations. I enjoy the gameplay. The scenarios aren't overly one-sided. They can be played from either side. There's fun little meeting engagements. Overall, there's some cool history lessons you can learn. And it's not so much a luck-based game. You can kind of outmaneuver your unit, use tactics, and just kind of just overtake them. There's cool little mechanics that all war games have, that all computer games have. Obviously, they need to break it down and add overrun mechanics, the ability to surround units. But it's fantastic. And there's small little city combat too. So if you like city combat, you can design a small city. You can go into the city and you can fight through the urban environment, surround enemies, throw grenades, blow things up, call in artillery strikes, call in airstrikes, call in all kinds, helicopter strikes, strikes galore, smash the buildings, take over, capture the objective, destroy the enemy. Fantastic game. Takes place in Vietnam. Not a lot of strategy games take place in Vietnam. I know a lot of people are out there looking for them, and there's one that takes place in the Middle East. Check this game out if you want to play this theater. Combat Mission. What is there to say about Combat Mission that's never been said, that hasn't been said? I like Combat Mission. I like it a lot. I mean, you probably sound like I'm saying that against my will right now, but it is a fantastic game. It's fantastic at what it does. Combat Mission Shock Force 2 is one of my favorites. It's been developed for 10 years. There's tons of scenarios. The developers right now are currently working on the game in a new engine. That's what I'm excited for. I'm hoping they get rid of some of the jankiness, like the way the camera moves up and down. I hope they apply some smoothness to it. I hope they fix some of the real-time issues, and I hope they add proper multiplayer. I mean, there's play by email, and obviously you can go back to like the early 90s way of sending someone your IP address and you can play real time like that. I hope they flesh a lot of things out and bring it into the modern era, because there's so much in this game that's so good that just needs a lot of polish and a lot of love and a lot of work to bring it from 2009 into at least 2019, even though it's almost 2025 now. I would just like a small jump like that. Anyway. What is Combat Mission? It is a 3D hardcore like combat simulator. It's used by professional military organizations. They design scenarios. They work with, I believe, like the Marine Corps University. There's so much going on with this game. There's so much data, so much like passion put into it, and it's a lot of fun. There's a hardcore community around it that just continues to develop scenarios for it. There's combat missions from World War II, Eastern, Western Front. There's Cold War. There's Black Sea if you want modern. If you go to Black Sea, man, you're going to be in for a good time, but you're going to be in for a painful time. And there's Shock Force 2 if you want to fight in Syria. And then I don't think we quite know where the new one's going to be. But overall, Combat Mission Shock Force 2, depending on what you want to play, this front, whatever you want to do, it's a fantastic game. It's great. I enjoy it. 1-to-1, WeGo. So if you issue orders, the enemy issue orders, and you kind of move like asynchronous. In Shock Force 2, there's tons of DLCs. You have British, you have NATO forces, and you have the Marines. The Marines are a lot of fun to play. There's an Italian combat mission, Fortress Italy. That one's a lot of fun to play. Massive battles take place in the hillsides and the mountains. There's Final Blitzkrieg. I played Final Blitzkrieg probably the most out of the World War II games. And I believe there's a few new DLCs that have come out for some of the older combat mission games. Overall, if you want like a hardcore, and I mean, there's so many things we could say about combat mission, watching the javelins take off, fly up, blow up enemy tanks. This is the game for you. And if you want that tense modern combat using M1s, check out Combat Mission. You're going to enjoy it. Scramble. I like this game. It's a motion sick simulator for me, and I wish I could play it more and better. But overall, it's one of those games I just can't get enough of when I can put up with like the motion sickness. There's a lot going on. I'm excited. Hopefully they include some like ground strikes and some ground combat, because that's what I really enjoy out of these games. Is really like the air-to-air is a lot of fun, but then when you clear the air-to-air and the hostile fighters, I want to move in with some like some bombers and then just take out everything above a ground target. It's a lot of fun. It's one of those games where if you enjoy this style of gameplay and you enjoy air-to-air combat, fighter combat, and kind of this like niche, really, really niche type of combat, then you're really going to like Scramble. And I stand by it. I mean, it's a great game. It was given to me for free. I've had time to play it here and there. The developer's fantastic. He continues to develop and iterate on it. Overall, if you've never played Scramble, you never played this type of game, I advise you to just pick it up, test it out, see if it's for you. And if not, go ahead and return it with that Steam return before your 2 hours is up. But it's Scramble Battle for Britain. I believe it is on sale right now. Yeah, $25. Normally it's $30 regularly. They're working on a full-blown campaign. It's coming. It's right around the corner. It's actually one of the few early access games that Slytherin has, I believe. And it's a lot of fun, especially when you figure out the mechanics and figure out how to do it. You can have some big dog fights. And using the Spitfires and the Hurricanes is a lot of fun. I like shooting down those German aircraft because I know the American or the British aircraft. There's a full replay system. You can like save your replays. You can watch them over again. They continue to add all types of things. There's like bombers you can shoot down now, which is a lot of fun. Or it's coming soon. And then there's other things. There's a channel defense campaign. There's movie pilot intros, landscape, new sound effects. Overall, I think you're going to have a lot of fun with this. It's one of those games where if you enjoy the type of combat, you're really going to enjoy it. And I know I said that over, but I really want to hammer it home. Because if you pick this up kind of just like wading into it and not really like not sure if you like this, then I think you're going to struggle with it. But you may learn that you really like this type of aerial combat. It's something that's not around a lot, and it's going to be hard to find this type of gameplay unless you go and pick up like a Hex Encounter board game that kind of simulates it. There have been like Warhammer games that simulated this type of air combat, and overall they had like ground strikes in it, but I believe that game was taken off the marketplace. Overall, one of the coolest games in 2025, to be honest. I'm looking forward to see how it continues to develop, how it continues to like transform, iterate, and kind of be more of itself. And you can actually get maneuver kills, which is a lot of fun if you can kind of force the enemy into the water as they're running from you. That's always a lot of fun to do. It's like fun, but also like kind of disappointing. And you kind of put yourself in this dangerous situation where you need to like back up and get out of there before you go into the water. Follow them in the depths of the sea as well. You can all the replays. You can do like a full entire replay and watch it over again. You can watch your previous turns. It's kind of WeGo-ish. High octane chaos of the 1940s over the channel. Check it out if this is something you really desire, if this is the type of combat, or if this is even the theater you want to explore. You're not going to find a lot of games like this, especially that are well developed and have a nice replay system. And if you do find it, it's probably going to be on the tabletop. All right, guys, Scramble Battle of Britain. Armored Brigade 2 does everything everyone wanted it to do and more. Personally, at this point, I think Armored Brigade 1 is far different and offers a different experience than Armored Brigade 2. However, Armored Brigade 2 does take what Armored Brigade 1 does well, iterates on it, makes it better, makes it bigger, makes it flashier, makes it on fire, makes it explode, adds smoke, adds flares, adds all kinds of stuff. And then you have this wonderful 3D ground combat simulator that takes place in the Cold War. Another Cold War game on this list, but man, look at that napalm. Look at those F4s coming in. This is just the hotness. It's hotness. It's easy to play. It's not so micro-y. You don't need to manage too much on the battlefield. It's not as detailed as Combat Mission, but it's not as hard as Combat Mission. It's as flashy as Combat Mission, but they just don't have the data and the development and the professional contracts behind it. But you're going to like Armored Brigade 2. I like Armored Brigade 2. I create some fantastic urban warfare scenarios, some fantastic ground combat simulations. I've done hybrid campaigns with it, with Command Modern Operations, Armored Brigade, B-52s dropping cluster bombs, just leveling entire playing fields, and then diving into Armored Brigade and simulating ground combat in that destroyed urban environment. Armored Brigade 2, man. It's #1 in my heart for 2025, but Flashpoint Campaign's Cold War is also #1 in my heart, even though it's #9 on the list. I can't get enough of this game. I really like the 3D. I like all the fun elements in it. I like how easy it is to mod. However, the 3D graphics do make it challenging now. Now you have to have Blender to edit your 3D graphics. I'm not good at that. The napalm's fantastic. The smoke's fantastic. The thermals are cool. There's so much going on. There's a ton of campaigns. You can create your own campaigns. There's scripting now. You can upload your campaigns, and you have these fun, dynamic scenarios that just unfold before your eyes. What does the game come with? So far, there's working on a Scandinavian DLC. I believe it's releasing sometime soon, so if you want to check out that front, I think you're really going to enjoy that front. There's some cool looking aircraft. I know nothing about that front at all, but it is really taking the fight up north. Is that where Scandinavia is at? And just putting you in a new location. Lots of new combat. Lots and lots and lots and lots of fun. This video just keeps going on in the background. There's fun dynamic weather systems. Lightning can light fire. You can put fires out. There's fun doctrines. It's more headquarters based, so you kind of have to issue commands, and those commands can offer delays. You can put like minefields on the battlefield, bunkers, ATGMs. Everything is at your fingertips. I keep saying that, but they're real world terrain maps as well. These maps are just copied from the real world, uploaded into the system, and then they design the maps around them. Basically, they just do some GIS stuff and edit them. You can easily create scenarios. You can create your own companies, brigades, and just launch massive attacks. You're gonna have absolutely I believe 10,000 by 10,000 square meter battlefields. I'm not quite sure how big they are, and just play them for hours. It has turn-based. It has real-time. So if you just want to play turn-based, I've never played turn-based. So if you play it, let me know what you think of it. There's a comprehensive command and control system. There's tons of artillery. There's tons of scenarios. It's Cold War focused. And if you enjoy the Cold War, if you enjoy these 3D games, there's just so much for you. There's over 1,000 meticulously researched ground and air units. What more do you need? 1,001? Yes. Let's check out Scandinavia. And finally, check out my Substack and Patreon for historical journalism, after-action reports, and game reviews. If you just want to see things written down or typed out, absolutely free at the moment. You're more than welcome to support it. Like, comment, subscribe, support the channel. Hit that join button, and let me know if I missed anything on the list. I guarantee I probably did. Peace out, guys. Have a good day.